Hey, you guys here? Looks like you're here. Hi. Welcome to the Psychic News Network on this very warm day. Very warm September day, late September. Before it was deemed not politically correct, we would call it Indian summer. I guess we could say this is what it's like in India. Anyway, so I'm having a cold beer. Is it hot where you are? My goodness. So, it's going to be warm for another 7 days. Interesting. But Donald Trump says it's a hoax that the climate's changing. Yes, he did say that. Lots going on as usual. It just keeps getting more intense. There's something that I do want to look at. We're going to read on. Yeah, it's hot. It's hot in Ohio. Is it hot? Is it just hot everywhere? It's humid. So, I think our bodies are all confused. I think it's very confusing. 82 degrees and humid in Maine. Yeah, it's about that here too. Anyhow, I went for a walk this morning, like I do every morning, and right offshore, right really close to shore, there was a Coast Guard boat. And I was just sitting there. It sat there for a very long time. It's unusual. I don't think I've ever seen the Coast Guard just sitting there in the harbor, just there like it was guarding us. So I will I did kind of psychically tune in, and I got the words credible threat. That was my psychic impression. I didn't get anything more than that, but I did get credible threat. So I think that there's a lot going on. And yes, let the party begin. It's Friday Night Live. Yes, Elon is in the Epstein file now. Yeah, and I also I think I heard that Steve Bannon is too. So Wildflower Wind is saying maybe the Russians are coming. The Russians are coming. I know that you're joking, but it's on my mind, right? It's on my mind that, I mean, otherwise in just normal times, I think, oh, they're just, I don't know, fishing or something. The Coast Guard is fishing. But we live in times right now that we're not secure. So the first thing that I want to read on is the bozo in the White House that doesn't drink fake beer. He drinks real beer. I'm not talking about Kavanaugh, but the Supreme Court is to blame for a lot of what's going on. That's for sure. So Hegseth has called all our military generals from all around the world to a meeting on Monday. And we gotta be strong. That's true, Zircon. So of course, things like this happen, and how many times have I heard on MSNBC and the mainstream news networks the past years gone by? Well, we can't read the tea leaves. We can't read the tea leaves, which is literally why I started reading tea leaves on my channel. The Russians flew over Alaska this week. Fighter jets had to be scrambled. I didn't know that, Darren. But that makes sense, because the first impression that I got seeing the Coast Guard right offshore here was they're protecting us from something. They're on watch. They had a credible threat. So let's ask about that first, and then we'll get into Hegseth. To pull all our generals, I mean, first of all, let's just acknowledge how angry we are that Hegseth is in that position. Allegedly, Hegseth called all the generals to give an hour lecture on the warrior ethos that he believes in. Well, yeah, the last time I saw Hegseth addressing the military, it was after the racist CK was horrifyingly assassinated. The last photo that I saw of Hegseth addressing the military, no, it was a video, was him like waving the finger like, you better not protest having the flags at half-staff. So Electra Storm is saying, with all the generals in one place, will they finally arrest Trump and Hegseth? We're going to look at it. We're going to spend a little time on that. Because it's really kind of like unfucking believable, to be frank. Greetings from San Fran. Hello, hello. Who's the farthest away tonight? We have any Aussies here? The Aussies pop in from tomorrow and they let us know we're still here and things are okay. Like, who is it? We have some Australians that show up. And on Monday we were talking about the rapture was supposed to come on was it? Anyway, yeah, we were talking about the rapture at some point, and they said that they were already on tomorrow, so we were good. Yeah. So, Darren survived the Cuban Missile Crisis. That was not a pleasant experience. We're in that kind of thing right now. Yeah, we're in that kind of thing right now. Colorado Springs, beautiful day. Nice. The DOD doesn't need to use Zoom. They have their own encrypted secure. The first thing I said yesterday to Kathy Biehl, we had a conversation. I couldn't upload it onto my YouTube channel, but it's under the post. The link is there, and I'll put the link here too. The first I heard of it was I was talking to Kathy Biehl. We just had a conversation and we recorded it yesterday. And I can't figure out how to upload it from StreamYard when it's pre-recorded. But anyway, she told me about the Hegseth thing. And the first thing that I said was, well, why do they have to use all our taxpayer dollars to fly the military from all over the world, all the generals to the United States for a meeting? You liked our conversation, Nanette? Yeah, I put it in the description this morning on Off the Ledge too. So, I mean, it's a national security risk. I want to just tell you that what reassures me and has the whole time since the start of the year is that I've never felt that there's nobody kind of watching and protecting us. I've never felt like that's not in place. Since 9/11, I remember 9/11, so a couple of my first thoughts when it happened were, wow, America was really like children, naive and trusting. But after 9/11, that all changed. And since that time, I have felt that there's, of course, the military intelligence is knowing what's going on as much as they can. And we have the most and strongest military in the world. We did. But I've never felt like we've got nobody that has our back. I do feel we're protected. I do. So, I'm going to ask a question. And I did read on it during our conversation yesterday that I had with Kathy. So we're just going to see. Oh, remember to hit the thumbs up. If we don't have 200 in the group tonight, in the house tonight, then we won't be able to do a group hug. And I stick to that because it encourages people to help me to get more people to watch. Is this going to actually happen? Is the Hegseth meeting with all the generals, is it actually going to physically happen? It's giving me the runaround. Giving me the runaround. I'm going to use my bigger pendulum here so you can see. Is Hegseth going to succeed? We'll put it that way. Is he going to succeed in getting all the United States military generals in an in-person meeting on Monday? Is he going to succeed at that? It's not clear right now. Yeah, what Barbara's saying is what I pick up on. In 1934, the German military generals and personnel were called to a meeting where they were required to take an oath to Hitler and not the German people or constitution. This is a loyalty. Yeah, this is a loyalty test. This is a loyalty test, right? Okay, that's what yeah, it's a loyalty test. They're taking Mein Kampf and they're using that playbook. Could officers sacked by pig's breath? I haven't heard him called that. Have I? Form an underground resistance army? Yes, I do. I do feel that. And so the question is, will they form an underground resistance army? Yeah, I have a yes. I have a yes. So then my other thought is, they get all these generals in one place. I mean, there's a few things that I can sort of ponder about this. They get all the generals together, right? And, you know, like, yeah, they could form their own little or big group. And the military is loyal to the Constitution, not Trump. Does anyone here think that they respect Dumpy? Mary just watched me and Kathy's conversation. So anyway, if they're all together, like, it's not, the pendulum is not clear about whether it's actually going to happen with all the generals. But anyway, get them all in one place, which is a huge national security risk, but we have intelligence, right? We have protection. Not to give everybody a false sense of hope. No, they have no respect for him. He's Dumpy has gone in and gone full dictator. He's doing the Hitler playbook. Project 2025 is a manual to install an authoritarian fascist regime and to do it quickly. Yeah, the parade, the military parade, they wouldn't walk in lockstep. It's not like they didn't know how. It rained on his parade. I mean, when I think about Dumpy, I don't think about, oh, what a winner, right? I think loser, loser, loser. So I don't think that the generals are going to put up with this. I don't. They don't have to. They didn't swear an oath to Pete Kegsbreath. I see, when I think about it, I see eyeballs rolling, right? I see eyeballs rolling. Like Pete Kegsbreath, feels more appropriate to call him that, is an idiot. He doesn't know anything about the military. Now, the other thing that I pick up, and I've always picked this up, he takes his instructions from the Kremlin. I've always seen Dumpy on the phone with Putin through the years, even when Biden was in office. Yeah, Pete Kegsbreath has no idea what he's doing. So maybe we'll see if he'll be arrested, because it is an opportunity. Let's ask a couple things, because we know he's talking to the Kremlin. That's my psychic knowing. I call it my psychic facts. Kathy's in the house. Everybody announces when Kathy's in the house. So let's look at, I'm just going to ask, would they be able to arrest Hegseth? Would they be able to? Yes, they would be able to. In other words, under those circumstances, they could. Is there a plan, even if it's just a plan that they have in their back pocket, the military generals, is there a plan in their back pocket to do so? Yeah, I'm not saying they're going to use it, but I have a yes. Very interesting. So here's the other thing I want to ask. I mean, does Hegseth really think that he's any match for these generals? Think about side by side. Imagine this. Hegseth side by side. I know he's retired now, but Hegseth side by side with General Mark Milley. Remember how decorated General Milley was? I mean, I meant to read more about his history in the military. But think about people of that ilk, generals like that, side by side with Pete Hegseth. You know, it's like narcissism just run amok because he has no, like, wouldn't you feel intimidated by generals? Not Mark Milley, but generals who had been in the military for maybe as long as Milley. Let's just ask this: is it legal? Is it within the parameters of what they could do? Is it within the parameters that they could arrest the president of the United States? I have a yes. And I'm not asking if it's going to happen. I'm just asking if it's doable. And let's ask this. Did Pete Hegseth quit drinking? No. No. A bad alcoholic, 99.9% of the time, if they're really a bad alcoholic, can't just say, I'm going to quit. It doesn't happen very often, and they need help. So the administration is bringing our country downward. That's like the understatement of the year. Just saying. We're going to pull some cards. Yes, we are. Remember to hit the thumbs up. We have enough people in the house right now that we could reach our quorum of 200 thumbs up. And if Kathy Biehl is still in the house, if you want to give us any information, I'm wondering, Kathy, if you're still here, if you have looked at Comey's chart. And if you have, we can talk about it later. Stay tuned. My video is blurry. Is that true? If there's tech issues, let me know. Okay, I'm going to pull 3 cards. About our military. I'm going to pull 3 cards about our military. Yeah, I cannot imagine someone who drinks that amount of alcohol to be involved in leading our military. I'm blurry? Do I need to leave and come back? Because I don't want to leave and come back because we gotta, you know, we're all here. I don't want to redo. Hang on. We might just have to wait it out. Yeah, sometimes we just have to wait it out. I haven't had tech issues for a long time, so yeah, I'm not rebooting. If I go away, then I'll reboot. Okay, good, cool. Sometimes you just have to wait. Like life, sometimes you just have to wait till things come into better focus. Right? Right? Okay, cool. Thank you. Okay, 3 cards about our military. Will we see a military coup? Jeez, I hope so. We're just going to ask if that's in the air. Is a military coup to take the fascists out? Is that something that is something that is in play? The guides don't want us to know. All right, so I'll just pull 3 cards. Just pretend I need to clean my glasses. Or you guys do. Our military. Oh yeah, their ire is up. Their ire is up. The generals do not like this. They do not like this, and they are working. They're building something. I've heard a little bit of a buzz around the psychic circles for some time now that it's going to come to a point where, and maybe it doesn't take a psychic to think about this, or to, I mean, we got to predict whether it's going to happen to the best of our ability. But it does make sense that since Dumpy is Pootie's puppet, and Pootie got him in not once but twice, and Comey helped the first time, by the way, but I digress. We've known for 10 years at least that he's Putin's puppet. So what we know for sure right now is that Russia is really failing, and has been for some time. 2 months ago, the guides told me that Russia has lost the war. But Putin is just like the Terminator. He can't stop killing. Yeah, and Jim Comey declared that Hillary had all these emails, right? And then Russia, if you're listening, right? And then Helsinki, right? Anybody in this country that missed the part that Dumpy is Putin's puppet, I wonder what planet they've been on. So it would make sense that Putin, who's suffering right now, losing the war, but it's getting literally more bombastic and going to scare the NATO countries, that at this stage of the game, he would need a favor from Dumpy. I think the military knows what the ask is. Yeah, Russia, if you're listening, right? And then you went on Russia, 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 and they're trying to get Comey for lying about the Mueller investigation. America is so corrupt. So this is our military. This is the moon card. This is about being highly emotional. I don't care how steely you are as a soldier or a general. You can get angry. You can get angry. Yeah, we understand what Comey did back then. I'm just making the point that he actually helped Dumpy. That's all. That's a period. I'm just making that point. Dumpy's going after his enemies. None of that is right. 3 of Pentacles. Our military is working on something. And the Queen of Pentacles is here. I kind of feel like Tammy Duckworth has been talking to our military, but not just her. That would make sense. And I get Mikey Sherrill too. Interesting. I mean, just in terms of just having discussions. Yes, Pelosi stood there and pointed and said, all roads lead to Russia. Yep. I would say yes, based on this, the military is working on something to avert this threat. That's their job. Dad joke time. Why was the pig hired as a chef in a restaurant? He was good at bacon. We love you, Thomas. Yeah, as far as Comey goes, I'm just making the point that that was the October surprise that contributed to Hillary's loss. Where next? Kathy, if you're still here, did you have a question? Oh, maybe she went to play trivia. I need to read on Dumpy. If there's something specific that I really need to check in on, put it up there, and I will see if the guides give it an affirmative to read on it. Government shutdown? Yes. The government's going to shut down. I'll ask the pendulum too. The MAGA Republicans are shooting themselves in the foot. Every single one of them. Dumpy. How's he doing? I'm just going to pull 3 cards about how he's doing. This has been the craziest month. Is it just me? Oh, by the way, as far as Comey goes, he's not afraid. He said he's not afraid, and he's going to fight this. Jimmy Kimmel's back fully on air. Sinclair back down. Ha ha ha! Did you all see? Kimmel is more popular than ever. And remember what happened to Stephen Colbert when they said he's got to be off the air by next May? His ratings went up. Way to make the ratings go up. And I'm sorry, this is powerful. This is powerful. I don't know where the oligarchs get off thinking that they don't need us. Because that's how they became oligarchs. Our money. Warren's being the thumbs up police. Get the thumbs up. Stick them up. Dumpy. He's trying to do everything really fast because the walls continue to close in on him. He's trying to do everything really fast because the walls continue to move in on him, to close in on him. Yes, it's been an insane month. Sinclair and Nexstar both put Kimmel back on. That's amazing. I'm jumping around. Don't worry. I'll get back to the point. I posted a vid of what's happened to Disney World. If you've been to Disney World, you have to wait in lines like for hours. Money talks, that's for sure. So Kathy, if you had a question, I'll be happy to answer it. Do you have Comey's chart? I'm sure you do. Just curious to know if you have it. So Disney is like a ghost town. Plus, Disney is the #1 tourist destination in the world. Disney World is the #1 tourist destination in the world. And people from other countries are pretty pissed off at the United States of America for having this buffoon in office who tells them that they're all going to hell. I wouldn't come here. I might move to Canada. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. So Dumpy is trying to work really fast. He's in a panic. Electrostorm's going to Disney since it's easy to get into. You were just there earlier this year, weren't you? Dumpy, 6 of Pentacles. Oh, yeah. He's going right to Project 2025, and he's going down the list. And he's doing all the things. Dumpy is. And all the things in the book. Remember Project 2025? That once his MAGA supporters on the campaign trail started to hear about Project 2025, what did Dumpy say? I don't know anything about it. Famous last words. I don't know it. I don't know it. I had nothing to do with it. His name was in Project 2025 400 times, but he knew nothing about it. So what he's doing now, because he's cornered, is he's moving as fast as he possibly can to implement everything in that manual that I can't believe every American did not read. I didn't read it. I went through the bullet points, but the only reason I didn't read it was because I was aware of everything that was in it, and it was too scary. Okay. You're a magic key holder at Disney? Nice. Go. Yeah, for sure. So he's trying to implement everything, including, I'm wondering if people have noticed all along that democracy is the enemy, right? So they're considering democracy the enemy. So he signed some kind of stupid executive order. I can't even look at him anymore. I mean, I do want to hear what what he's saying, but I cannot even. He makes me nauseous. Cannot even look at him. So he signed some kind of executive order that, see, what you've seen happening is if you're a criminal, you're a martyr and a saint, and if you are a good person, you're a terrorist. We're losing our economy along with our freedom. We're losing. Well, it's temporary. It's temporary. Don't think anything else. It's temporary. So now, you're a terrorist, and you're a terrorist, and you're a terrorist, and I'm a terrorist, and we're all terrorists, right? According to him. He doesn't really believe that, but he's panicking. Is Dumpy afraid that he's going to get caught? Yes. This is about Epstein. Yeah, when we have a new constitution, we need to get rid of the executive order and pardon power. Because all those things were put in with the understanding that, of course, people would want to protect democracy because it's the best form of government on the planet, right? Kamala won. I did ship out one mug today. This is a Kamala One mug, by the way. Let's read a little bit more on Dumpy. Let's take a look at how his relationship with Putin is going, because apparently he talked to Zelensky at the UN, and he said that Ukraine could get all of its territory back. And then he turns around and he doesn't put any sanctions on Russia. And then he turns around and I don't think he's given any more help to Ukraine. It's so confusing. So I'm going to pull 3 cards about his relationship with Putin at the present time. Ben and Musk and Teal are in the files. That's right. I did hear that today. Okay, so I'm pulling 3 cards about Dumpy and Putin, the Dumpy and Putin show. I want to see that like a puppet show. Sunday is booked for Disneyland. Well, you can go to Disneyland in California, right? You can go to Disneyland and hold up a sign saying, "Don't support Disney." It would be interesting to see what happens to their monetary situation now that they put Jimmy Kimmel back on. How's the relationship with Vlad and Dumpy going? 5 of Wands, King of Cups, Judgment. The many crimes. There are certain war crimes that the criminal court, the International Criminal Court, is like kind of holding in their pocket, waiting for the opportunity to pounce. And the 5 of Wands, yeah, the King of Cups. The Judgment card is coming up. So, unfortunately, the rest of the world has put us in the bucket of Russia. It's temporary. Our allies have put us in the bucket with the Kremlin, okay? We need to pray. It's temporary. I bet the several SCOTUS men are in the files. Yes, we went over that. I don't remember when, but we did. We went through the whole list. Get your mug. Go to psychiconnectedyawn.com and order your Kamala One mug. I'm caught up. I'm caught up on my shipping. Let's look at Maga Mike. We only need 14 thumbs up. That's good. Let's look at Maga Mike. By the way, I'm probably going to start doing videos that I pre-record on Saturday nights because the number of people that watch those is pretty high. Rose used her mug this morning, keeps coffee good and hot, and it also reminds you that Kamala won. I'm reading on Maga Mike. Let me tune into Maga Mike. I don't think Maga Mike is sleeping. I think he's having a tough time. And they got enough votes to release the Epstein files. Remember Maga Mike sent them all home because he didn't know what to do about the Epstein thing? Sent them all home the end of July? Earlier than he needed to? Okay, so this is interesting because I got the King of Cups again. I think that's Putin. Even though usually he comes up as Vlad Dracula. He's definitely panicking. Oh yeah, Maga Mike's definitely panicking because justice awaits him. Do y'all ever think about this? When, not if, I'm not going to say if, when the Democrats emerge victorious, don't think it's not possible. We were founded on the American Revolution. America should have never won. But anyway, when Democrats are in charge, I don't think Maga Mike is in the Epstein files, but anyway, it's just my psychic impression. He doesn't like little girls. When the Democrats are in charge, guess what happens to these people? Everybody, just let's talk about what happens to these people. Peggy hits the thumbs up and it doesn't change. Oh yeah, it probably sometimes it doesn't. But other people can see it. What happens is, and I want everybody to really visualize this, the Democrat, we had another Democrat win, and it was Arizona, right? Yesterday? Yeah, Maga Mike is freaking out. I'm not going to get into the details about the Epstein thing. I'm just saying, I don't feel like Maga Mike is in there. That's all. I'm not going any further with that. So, the Knight of Swords is justice is coming for Maga Mike. Let's read on what I just said. Let's read on, okay, I'm going to just ask the pendulum. With the current energy, are we moving in the direction of justice happening for all of these criminals that have committed crimes against this country? Numerous crimes. Yes, the energy is there. I think that there are lawyers in Congress, you know, a lot of the senators and representatives are, yeah, a lot of them are lawyers. They have law backgrounds, like Jasmine Crockett and Chris Murphy and like Dan Goldman and Jamie Raskin, I think it was a lawyer. There's a lot of lawyers. So yeah, they're actively building a case for when the Democrats are in charge. So let's all visualize that. All right, let's read about the Epstein thing since you're bringing it up. Yes, Maga Mike adopted a boy, and that was a real kind of fishy seeming thing. Why don't some stores at the airport have bathrooms? Because they're duty free. Thomas, do you make them up? Jamie Raskin taught law. I don't know if he was a practicing lawyer, but he taught the Constitution. He's a constitutional scholar. Actually, what I'm going to read on next, I'm going to read on the Epstein thing. Okay, I'm going to read on that. I'm going to read on, will they be released? You know they went in and they took out Dumpy's name wherever they could, right? We know that. Will the files be released? I have a yes. I think I've always had a yes on that. And it's funny because I kind of feel like the ship turning around with that. Like things turn. When the Epstein files come out, I feel things turning. Very interesting. Huh. The plot thickens. So I'm going to pull 3 cards about what happens then. There's more than one copy. Well, what I said a few weeks ago was like, trying to hide what's in the Epstein files is like trying to catch all the droplets when somebody sneezes, all the micro droplets. It's just like, there's too many. It's in too many places. Besides, Epstein's whole gig was to extort money from these, multimillionaires and billionaires, because he had the tapes, right? And they didn't know. Yes, the Epstein estate did release more files today. That's what I heard. Okay, so I'm reading about the Epstein files. What happens there? The Ace of Wands means the information gets out. And these cards are interesting because the Ace of Wands is like a little demon. A little demon with a staff dancing. Yes, the Epstein files are coming out. 7 of Pentacles. It's been a long road to hoe. It's been a lot of hard work. And the 9 of Pentacles. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. There'll be plenty of dirt. Disgusting dirt. Yeah. Eric Swalwell warned attorneys that are working on unlawful activities will lose their licenses, and that has happened. That has happened. And who's the one? I mean, and these people have no experience. That's the thing. That's what Putin wanted. Get the most hapless, stupid people around you, and then like there's no personal power there. Did I just go dark? All of a sudden, my screen's kind of dark. I'm in the dark. I guess you guys can't tell. I'm not sure what happened there. 3 cards. Did you notice that? Are we up to 200 thumbs up yet? Because we definitely need a group hug. We need 20 more. Come on, get off your couch. Let's do this. Let's read on the war in Ukraine. Let's read on Putin. We haven't read on him in a while. You can't tell, all of a sudden it got dark. My screen went. I mean, I can still see, but it's like somebody turned down the brightness. Okay, I'm glad you can see me. Someday we'll all see each other. After Kamala gets in office, we're going to have an event. I look better now than before. That's because it got dark out. You're funny, Electra Storm. How's Pootie doing? Knight of Swords is justice. He's actually running out of money is what I get. And look at what the 10 of Cups looks like. Bunch of losers. This is about Pootie. Bunch of losers. Knight of Swords. What was short-lived? Rose, what are you talking about? I see the 10 of Cups. Vlad feels like the kind of person who it doesn't matter how much money or how much killing or how much, it's never enough. It's never enough. And the Ten of Pentacles, he's making it appear that it's enough. Like, I have this sense about the Russians sending drones, like, to Poland and Estonia, and, you know, the different places that he's sending the military. But I have this sense that there's not much behind it. You know what I mean? It's that there's not much behind it in terms of anything that's really gonna make him win that war. Mary's feeling positive listening to me tonight. Well, thank you. That's because we have lots of reasons to be hopeful. If we don't let our heads go into the gutter, and it's a lot of work. I know it's a lot of work, but we have a lot of reasons to be hopeful. And one of the things that came to me earlier was, honestly, my guide said this. If what we're going through in this country right now causes way more people to be loving and caring and looking out for one another, then we win. We win this. We literally win this war that we're in the United States against this fascist regime. Yeah, Putin is doing saber rattling distractions. Yeah, that's well put. So I'm going to say that again because it was such a strong message, and I felt like my guides are like, make sure you tell the people this. Tell the people! I'm telling the people! I feel like I should be up on a big platform. The guides told me, I'm not going to say if, but when all of us, because of all the difficulty that we're in, when we really dig deep and we really go for the love and go for the helping one another and go for the love of country and just really, really arm ourselves with love, being loving, being in community loving, energetically, we win the war against this regime. We just win. We just do. And it makes sense to me. If you walk into a room and there's lots of loving people there, you're going to feel powerful. Okay. Let's read on Kamala, shall we? Let's read the Witch's Tarot. It was so funny. I was listening to Kamala. She was like, I feel like I can relate to that woman in so many ways. She was with somebody in LA, like, I don't know if he was a podcaster or what, but anyway, I saw Kamala on an interview. They, for about 16 minutes straight, they talked about food, right? And then she's talking about that she loves anchovies on pizza. I'm like, yeah, me too. I love anchovies and crushed red pepper on pizza. But she's just so normal. And I really do get, just speaking of the love, generating love. But when we generate enough love, this fascist regime can't sustain itself. We'll get to 200 thumbs up. I can see it. I can see it. Just one more, Kathy saying. Kathy D. Three cards about Kamala. So when she's on the, I almost said the campaign trail. No, that was last year. Remember last year at this time? That energy's still here. And now that she's on her book tour, Kathy Biehl was telling me how positive that was, how high energy that was. And one of the things that Kamala talked about in this interview that I was listening to this morning, besides the anchovies on her pizza, which is always controversial, but now I want anchovy pizza, was during her campaign, at some of the rallies, people in the audience were so high vibe that they would do, sometimes they would do this. There'd be a baby, like, I don't know, maybe a toddler or something, that the parents wanted the baby to go like meet Kamala, but it was too crowded. They literally passed the baby through the crowd so Kamala could give the baby a kiss, and then the crowd, like, like body surfing at a concert, right? Then the crowd passed the baby back to the parents. She literally said that that was actually going on at her rallies. So let's not let the evil dark side sway us into thinking these terrible, terrible, terrible things are going to take hold. I know there are terrible things happening, but let's not believe that they're going to take hold. Kamala, I love how many people are saying Kamala won. Make sure you order a mug. When you order a mug, that's a really wonderful way to donate to me also, because we had a generous donor who bought the shipment for me this time around. So this is her karma. This is Kamala's karma. Kamala's karma is to lead us and to be doing the justice thing. And the King of Wands, I feel like there are powerful men behind Kamala that are helping her. And I also feel like I keep on saying, and I did say this the other night, that when I saw her being interviewed by Rachel Maddow, when she was talking about Trump, like she knows his type, that's when I felt the conviction and the determination to take this regime down. She has a plan. And just like I was saying earlier, once the Democrats get in power, and we're going to make that happen, we're going to have like a peaceful revolution, the people will speak, and we will make that happen. They are done. They're done. It's over for them. Domino's has a deal on anchovy pizza. I get local pizza from the Sicilians here. I never liked Domino's. Anyway, it's her karma. It's her path. Thank you, Darren, for putting my info up to send a donation. Thank you for your generosity. So much. Everyone's writing Kamala won in the chat. Yes, she did. And there's I heard that David Pakman has had a show, I forget the organization's name that's been doing all this research. Yeah, I think John Lewis is watching over Kamala and us too. All the studies are out there. I've been pretty annoyed that nobody talks about that Trump cheated, because he said he did. Yeah, I agree. Maria saying Kamala knows the type she needed to get strong again before taking on this corrupt regime. Yes, and to make a plan too. Are we up to 200 thumbs up yet? Nobody told me. I have tea leaves. I forgot. We're gonna read some tea leaves. Oh, why are you guys? Were you holding out? You were telling me. Let's do a group hug, and then I'm gonna read some tea leaves. So while I'm swishing the tea leaves, getting ready for our group hug, I want to say, if you want to learn how to read tarot, become a member. Find the join button. It should be there. The lowest amount is $7.99 a month, and you get all my goodies. Oh, you told me when we got up to 200. I missed it. It's hard to follow everything. Don't forget, Susan Maria Rodriguez, Michael Thomas, and anyone else that needs prayer said, yes, put your prayer request in with John. He's a great prayer. His prayers get results. I can testify to that. Interesting pattern in the tea leaves. Okay, we're gonna do a group hug. And we're gonna do a group hug for all of us Rather than cave in as things get scarier, we get stronger. What do you think of them apples? Rather than cave in into fear as they get scarier, because that's how they take over. They take over our minds. They try to. Instead of that, it backfires and we get stronger. Okay, let's hold that, and let's hold in our thoughts all the detainees, and let's hold in our thoughts that ICE gets completely shut down. All right, we're in a tough time, but we're gonna make it through, and we will be strong. And anybody who's struggling, we're hugging you. 1, 2, 3. We're hugging each other. We're lifting up the vibration right now. Feel it lifting. We're lifting up the vibration for the collective in America and everywhere else. Thank you. Let's read some tea leaves. So as I said, I'll probably do a pre-record a video tomorrow night and upload it, do a pop-up, and Sunday's Church of Spirituality. If you're not watching, you're really missing out. And last night we did a group meditation. It's under the Thursday live, under the lives for Thursday last night. Please do the meditations. If you're stressed out, then just binge watch our meditations. Go to all the Thursday night ones. And or download Miracle of Mind, Sadhguru's app. You can meditate in as little as 7 minutes. It's a really great way to get into the practice. All right. Is it really going to be this warm for 7 more days? I'm hearing. Okay, there's a swan. There's a swan or a dove next to the sun. Okay, so we're going to see some beautiful things emerging. When it's dark, the light is brighter. Okay, so that's what I see first off, is there's like a swan or a dove and where the sun is. So we're going to see peace being highlighted. Yeah, Clarence Thomas is in the files. I hear Electrostorm talking about it. Great meditation last night. Okay, what else do we see? We see, this looks like somebody who's working in the field. We're getting ready for, I mean, this really feels like somebody working in the field, and this is Mercury. So we're working on our better communication. Wait, I'm going to pause for a dad joke. A gingerbread man went to the doctor's complaining of a sore knee. The doctor asked him, "Have you tried icing it?" Oh, it's funny. Okay. So we're going to be working hard at better communication. That would be the Democrat messaging, I would say. This is a person running. Boy. And it's there's a Saturn, and there's somebody running really fast. We're going to see a lot of these criminals trying to run away. That's for sure. But there's a trap. Look, they're trying to jump over, but there's a trap there. So look out. And there's a witch's hat. See the witch's hat right there? And what do you guys see? Do you see anything else? That looks like a dancer. There's a lot of figures that look like dancers and runners and that kind of thing. A lot of activity. Lots of activity. But definitely this is on top of Saturn. So these criminals are trying to run away. But it looks like something's dragging them down. Like, see, he's running, but something's hanging onto his foot. Not so fast. Sarah kind of saying I'm so creative. Yeah, the creative is my middle name, I think. It's not an easy way to live, but you got to be what you are. Yes, so I'm creeping ever so slowly into the month of October. You'll be seeing lots of orange and black around here. I have an orange leaf up here. Are we good? Need anything else? Yeah, people will be protesting for sure. Keep your thoughts on what you want. It is extremely important. Before we go, I just want to say that I've gotten guidance many times that the nefarious evil forces know how to manipulate our minds, and they do it by getting us to catastrophize. And that's what happens when you feel the punch to the gut. Think of it as a hook. They got hooked. They hooked you. Unhook yourself. All right? And please show up for church on Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern, or you can watch it on replay, because we have got great messages that will keep you uplifted. Off the Ledges daily, that keeps you uplifted too. And thumbs up. And I will see you really soon. Thanks for joining us. Namaste.